If you're a dad looking to make some extra income, here's 3 ways that don't really get talked about a lot. And if you're new here, I usually film on this broken swing. If you follow along, one day you might see me fall through it, but it's got a giant rip in it, so I'm sure it's going to be any day now. It'll be pretty funny what happens. But the first thing of how to make some income. All right, let's get back to that. So that's going to be your day job skill is the product, and that's what you're going to go for, right? So if you're, let's just use myself for an example. So I worked at Microsoft for 8 years. I know a lot about Microsoft licensing, so I could go and I could pitch my skill of license negotiation to businesses or to people, or just understanding how to use Copilot or how to use Microsoft. I could offer a cohort to teach people to do those things. So I'm taking the skills of the product that I sold and I'm teaching it directly to consumer or to different businesses. Obviously, you go between the lines and you want to make sure that you're, following in line with what you're doing. But if you're going direct to consumers, it's probably not going to be a big issue. And I think it goes further along that, right? If you're in sales, like maybe you could teach sales courses. If you're a nurse, you could be teaching nursing tips on YouTube or TikTok and things that you could do, or how to keep a kid alive in 2026. Being a mom is a skill, being a dad is a skill. These are all things that you could go out and teach and have people pay. And I think that's a super cool way to do it that people just don't talk about, and they don't really think about either, because it's just not, I don't know. They just don't think about it for some reason. Number 2 is renting out the things that you own. Just think about it. Look around. There's parties all the time. People are having barbecues. People are cutting their lawns, their trees. What if someone's chainsaw breaks and they want to use your tools? Have them borrow it. Maybe there's something out there that you could do that, right? They have Turo for cars. If they have Turo for cars, they might have other things for tools. Maybe someone wants to rent your stove. Maybe somebody wants to rent your backyard. I know people rent pools. What about table and chairs? Maybe you had a good setup for table and chairs. Maybe they want to rent your driveway. Maybe there's a game near you, or an event or a concert. You go park in the front of your house and block those spots up and then sell them when people are wanting to come up. There's so many ways that you could rent the things you already own. You're really sitting on thousands of dollars, and you just aren't willing to go put in some research and go figure it out, right? We have AI at our fingertips. All you got to do is type it in and see if it's possible, right? Type it into Claude, see if it's possible. And number 3, and this is one of the tougher ones to do, depending on where you work, but positioned correctly, you could get it very easily. So this one's going to be, how am I going to negotiate a raise where I currently work? And the goal for you is to hit 10%. 10% is going to actually get you somewhere enough to where, hey, now I've got some wiggle room to play with and some extra money, okay? And if you're behind on stuff, then maybe not, but at least it'll help you catch up. So this is where I would look to go. And I keep looking to see if my son's coming. He's watching Star Wars inside. But in order to do this, one, you need to be a good employee. You need to have had a good year. And even if you haven't, you can frame it with your boss. And so this is how I would do it in the past, is I would come and I would kind of get my game plan. Hey, where do they feel like I'm at? Here are my goals. Here's what I'm trying to accomplish. And then at the end, it's like, hey, I'm looking for tangible things from my boss or my leader of saying, how do I get there? How do I get to this mark? So if they don't know what your goals are, they're never gonna be able to help you, and you're gonna be going in blind to those performance reviews. So my goal for you is to go into those performance reviews prepared and ready to negotiate, right? And so that you're not getting to the end of the year and you're getting the 1, 2, 3% raise. You're getting a 10% raise every single time, because you're prepared and you're ready and you listened to Tanner. So I want all the dads to make as much money as you guys possibly want, and that's how you're going to do it. And so I can go deeper on another video if that's something that people want here, of how I would go negotiate. But the format is making sure you know where you want to go, what your goals are. Is it title, or is it money, or is it maybe a mix of both? Having your boss lay out tangible goals, and then when you're hitting those goals, you're setting milestones, and you're sending them communications of, hey, I've marked this goal, and you're taking notes throughout your year, so that at the end of the year there is no discrepancy. You can show up and say, I've accomplished all the things that you told me to do. Are you going to show up and do the same for me, right? Are they going to be held accountable? Sometimes they can't. They'll make up different excuses, but now you've had a great year, and you could probably take your talents to go elsewhere, and you could probably get a bigger raise anyways, because now you can say, hey, here's all the things that I did, and you can point to what you just did to try to earn the raise at the current company, and they'll probably come back and try to match you anyways. And so then you can have a pretty cool situation and figure out what you want to do. So all in all, you don't have to have a new side hustle. You don't have to drop ship. You don't have to gimmick. You don't have to try to figure out how to get rich quick. You're sitting on a gold mine with what you're already doing. And honestly, if you just made some content, who knows? Maybe it goes viral and you end up doing some stuff. But I see that there's a lot of people that, make content, and if you want to get over those fears. But I say 9 times out of 10, people stay where they're at because of fear, and they don't want to move forward. So I hope these 3 tips helped. And if you want more content like this, love for you to if you want more content like this, I would love for you to subscribe and be along with us on the journey of just helping dads get better every day and helping them keep work at work and be the best dads you can be at home. See you later.